Do you guys believe that Dave Heeke is saying that Arizona is leaving the conference? This is Dave Heeke being asked, and what are your hopes for for your conference as you move into a new phase? Now, he could have said, well, you know, everything's great. The conference is amazing. We love our partners here in the conference.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's the Conference of Champions.
Champions.
We are a players program.
Champions.
Here in Tucson, we are a players program.
Champions.
But he didn't say that.
No, he didn't.
Look at this last half of this. Certainly the hope, who knows, whenever you print, the result may be different than the hope. But we'd like to be with the Pac-12, the Conference of Champions.
Champions.
And continue the great tradition of the conference. But, if not, there will be a new landscape and a new opportunity for the University of Arizona.
Is this the dagger?
Do you guys believe with this statement right? Whoa.
It's the other way there, Slick.
Right.
Yeah, can you figure out
right
the screen
there
here, bro? Yeah, it's right here, okay? It's not over there. It's right here, okay?
Do you believe with this statement? Do you believe with this statement right here that Arizona Athletic Director Dave Heeke is saying that Arizona is leaving the Pac-12? Because I do. I don't know what else would you even...
You're laying the groundwork, dude. That's what you're doing with this statement. You're saying, hey, here's the first layer of blacktop, right? It's that real rough layer that we all hate driving on. That's what that is right there. Hey, you strip the road with your comments with, you know, the President Robbins' comments. Yeah, he just stripped the road. Yeah, Dave Heeke right here, yeah, he's just repaved the road with that real rough stuff. So then that way, when the TV deal comes out at $20 million a year, he can pave that thing over and put some nice yellow stripes on it to drive his ass out to Stillwater. Let's go.
But what do you guys... I think the only thing that you can take away from that is that he's talking about leaving the conference. And there is his belief that they are going to, in my opinion, leave the conference.
Yeah.
And I think that's I don't know how else you spin that. I would love to get your comments on that. Please hit the like button. Love that you guys support the show. We'll get your comments after you hear about this from the Advocates.
I was involved in a hit-and-run accident. My chiropractor recommended me to the Advocates. They completely took care of everything. Now that my case has been settled, I feel like I can go back to my normal life, all thanks to the Advocates.
The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. I tell you guys every day, no matter where you are, it's the Advocates. Theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys, because they don't ask you. Don't ask you. Big breaking USC story in 20 seconds. They do not ask you for a consultation fee. You never pay them a retainer. In fact, you don't pay the Advocates until they win your case. So if your mom's been in an accident, or, you know, hey, your dad or your brother or your wife got hurt at work, or you got hurt at work, you have nothing to lose by talking to an attorney live online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for free at theadvocates.com. And if you don't feel like they're a fit for you, or they're not a fit for you, or whatever the situation is, walk away. You've lost nothing because you've paid nothing. But trust me when I tell you, when you talk to an attorney from the Advocates at theadvocates.com, you're going to understand you're talking with the best. Because when you've been in an accident, you've gotten in a car accident, you know, when you got hurt at work, if you're fighting for your Social Security or that of your mom or your grandparents, you want an expert, somebody who's seen everything you're going through many, many times. That's the Advocates at theadvocates.com. Breaking news. This is a big, big story. The National Labor Relations Board issued a formal complaint against USC, the Pac-12, and the NCAA today. The complaint alleges that college athletes, quote, have been and are employees within the meaning of the NLRB and have been misclassified as non-employee student athletes. The complaint also states that USC, the Pac-12, and the NCAA have, quote, been interfering with, restraining, and coercing employees in the exercise of their rights guaranteed. In the National Labor Relations Board's opinion, USC et al., which means USC and others, must file an answer to the complaint by June 1st. and a hearing has been set for November 7th. The complaint seeks an order requiring USC and others to cease and desist from misclassifying athletes as non-employees, quote-unquote student athletes, and to reclassify them as employees in the handbooks and rules. The complaint also states that USC, the Pac-12, and the NCAA are joint employers of college athletes. Woo. This is significant because the NLRA only applies to private employers. But if athletes at public schools are jointly employed by the conference and the NCAA, then the NLRA would apply to all of them. This has been coming for a long time. And when you think about what this means, and when you think about the fact that the National Labor Relations Board has taken legal action, you start to understand that this is no different than the Ed O'Bannon suit. This is no different than all of the plaintiffs that wound up securing name, image, and likeness rights for college athletes. This is no different. This is a big flipping deal, bro. And this is one of those suits that if this goes to town, this is one of those suits that will change college athletics forever.
Uh-huh.
And in my opinion, this is one of those suits that very likely could lead to the end of major college athletics as you know it. Meaning I think this could very likely be the end of the NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
I think this could be the end of college conferences. And I think this could be the beginning of major universities grouping together and forming employment contracts with high school seniors.
Uh-huh.
I think there's a real good chance that happens.
Well, and I think this whole concept of, hey, you're a student athlete, so we shouldn't pay you, has always been a ridiculous proposition. I mean, again, you know, for those of you who just joined in the last few minutes, last hour, I made the comment that I think these universities are companies. I mean, I just don't think there's any way around that. You are a company. And I think what's tough is that, again, the key word there in this suit is private companies, right? Private institutions that employ people. That's where this comes into play. So Stanford and all these different, Pac-12 schools are basically private companies unto themselves. And the NCAA, in my opinion, has always been a bunch of rich old white dudes.
Yes, it is.
Representing something that doesn't actually exist in the NCAA and its guidelines and everything. Representing something that really just doesn't exist or apply so that they can make money. And while I understand that we're a capitalist country, there are limits to this thing. And I think when you start looking at what these players have to go through, and look, I know that athletes across the board, right? I don't care what the sport is, they're all working their ass off to be the best that they can be.
Yes,
but unfortunately, in the sporting landscape, the only ones that matter are basically our football players, and then at some schools, basketball players, depending on how good your basketball team is. But if we keep this to football players are basically athletes who have a team of people helping them get passing grades. The ones that want to excel will apply themselves and go the extra mile just like anything else in life. So to me, this makes perfect sense. It should be a group of schools coming together and employing athletes. Like, the idea of a scholarship has always been ridiculous to me for athletes because of how much money they make you. It shouldn't be, oh, hey, here, Bryce Young, here's a scholarship, little man, here you go, right? Hey, here's the number one basketball. Hey, Anthony Black, when you're a sophomore in high school, hey, dude, here's a basketball scholarship. Will you come play for us? And we're going to do you a favor. You're not doing him a favor, dude. He's one of the best basketball players on the planet, as are all these guys. And I have no problem saying that, even at the high school level, dude. Like, these guys who are recruited for D1 opportunities, they're some of the best basketball players on the planet. Yeah. Same goes for football players. So I've never thought that, hey, the idea of scholarship and, dude, like, you're not giving them money and doing them a favor. They're making you probably 50 to 1 what you're giving them in that scholarship. And it's always been crazy to me that it works this way. And I'm glad to see someone's trying to do something.
I don't know. This line right here from the National Labor Relations Board, quote, athletes have been and are employees within the meaning. I mean, if they're employees, you owe them health insurance. You owe them salaries. You owe them... I mean, this is going to be ugly. I don't think there's any way to... In all seriousness, I think this is one of the biggest stories in sports in years. This will change the way that college athletics is done. And I don't know, it's just my opinion. I don't know how you fix this, dude.
Well,
because the NCAA, I think, there's a real chance they lose here.
Well, and I think, like, if you look at basketball, we've seen these kids going different routes that avoid college. And the problem is that, you know, when you go to Lithuania or you go to these different countries, Australia, or you get into the G League, let's say, like, the basketball may not be exactly tournament bracket caliber basketball, but it's not like they're playing Pee-wee basketball and you're offering some insane product. I mean, it's basically the same product, and they don't have to do school and all that. All they have to do is focus on hooping. Like, what's there to talk about? These kids should be paid a standardized salary that covers all their schooling, and on top of that, life costs as well.
But is it really accurate to call it an insane product? Is it like, because I think the only insane products I know of are all at BBQ Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. I mean, like Traeger, Yoder, Big Green Egg, Camp Chef, like those are insane products. You know, when you're talking about Flavor Knuckles, Asado seasoning, that's an insane product. See, like, I think the terminology, you're playing fast and loose with your words because you're not talking about Asado seasoning for Flavor Knuckles, which you can only get at bbqpitstop.com. But again, you guys, I talk about this all the time. Barbecue Pit Stop, you hear the name Barbecue Pit Stop, the best barbecue equipment in the business, period. And it's where I bought my Traeger. It's where so many of our listeners have gone and bought their Traegers. They've become, you know, wing drumette eaters because we don't eat flats on this show. At least the men on this show don't eat flats. Jake, do you like flats?
I have no comment at this time.
Right. My point is, but this revolution of pellet smokers and Traegers and Yoders, and you look at a Big Green Egg, those things are beautiful. You look at Camp Chef, and the Yoders are just, we were talking to a friend of ours today about Yoder smokers.
Yeah.
They're machines. They're behemoths. They're beautiful. They're amazing, the end product. You look at a Traeger, I'm an Ironwood 885 guy. It's sitting in my backyard right now. Going to fire it up over the weekend and make some wings. Cannot wait. Because the weather's beautiful, it's time to fire up the smoker. Cherry pellets, bbqpitstop.com. Competition mix, where you get all the woods and the flavors in those pellets, bbqpitstop.com. And if you're in the great state of Utah, Logan, Layton, Lehigh, Payson, beautiful brand new store in a butcher shop in Payson. The GZ St. George has a beautiful barbecue pit stop. The boys up in Murray on State Street across from the mall that took such great care of us, they're all entrepreneurs. They're all individually owned and operated, and they're all barbecue experts. My guy, Stephen Lehigh, who runs barbecue competitions across the country. The guy's amazing. Tell him you heard about it on the Monty Show. Chat with him online.
Yes.
You can do that no matter where you are in this great country of ours. Shop online, chat with them online, bbqpitstop.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. All right, your thoughts on this National Labor Relations Board suit, and where, I mean, do you think this changes? Do you think this changes college athletics? Because I am of the mind that this lawsuit has real teeth. This, and what it is it's a complaint. It's a labor complaint. It has teeth. This is not some big deal. They're being litigious, dude. This is the NLRB. This is a big deal. Talking about the complaint alleges that college athletes have been and are employees within the meaning. Talking about that, you know, the Pac-12 and the NCAA possessed and or exercised control over the labor relations policies of USC. They're players on the football and women's and men's basketball teams. Notice he ain't complaining about the bowling team. He's not complaining about the badminton team or the pickleball team.
Right.
He's complaining about football and basketball, which are the revenue-generating sports.
Well, and that's the core issue, right? Hey, these kids are making you money, and
but
they
who's
get nothing.
making the money?
The kids.
It's the rich billionaires that continue to become more and more of a billionaire because Brant Keithy tore his ACL while playing football. How many people worried about his future income versus, hey, his scholarship and his this and what's he mean? Like, how many people, again, on the women's Utah basketball team were thinking, man, all these girls, yeah, they're getting set up for life now. No, they're not. But the U's making a ton of money. The Pac-12's making a ton of money. Like, look at Utah softball hosting a regional.
Yeah.
This weekend up on the hill. Who's making the money? Are the players on that team becoming financially secure through the money that's being generated through the regional or through the super regional or through the Women's College World Series? No, they're not, but the NCAA is. The Pac-12 is. The Big 12 is. Oklahoma is, who's the best softball team in the world.
Yeah, and when you ask me, hey, who makes the money? It's so funny because when you asked me that, I didn't think, hey, who's the money going to? I thought, hey, who actually does the making of the money?
Well, that'd be the players.
The players.
That'd be the players.
And that's what I feel like this complaint is getting at. Is, hey, man, like, again, just like what he said. Hey, dude, like these people, men's and women's football, basketball, like they're making you a ton of money, and what do they get? Well, they should get something because, again, this has been the age-old thing with NIL as well, right?
Yes.
This is the age-old argument. Hey, well, Brant Keithy's not going to struggle with NIL, even with a torn ACL, right? Like, Cam Rising's not going to struggle. Cam's got this and got that. But
it's a big deal,
But Buddy, the long snapper, who's never going to play, but, oh, yeah, see, he got rolled up on in the pile during practice, and, yeah, it turns out he's got a fracture of his right leg, so he's not going to play, and his career is likely over. Oh, but he's an employee, so he was making a salary, and he did get benefits, and now his career gets to continue. Oh, got it. That's the issue, man.
But you know who else this affects more than that? Look at BYU.
Well,
we've had a lot of conversations at BYU the last 2 weeks. And the struggle financially at BYU for the players is massive. And nobody's talking about this, and I totally understand it. Nobody's talking about this. That the opportunities off the field and the court are not what they're supposed to be. And there's a lot of athletes at BYU that are disillusioned with the opportunities they're not getting and the money they're not making.
yeah.
But nobody talks about that because BYU's an NIL factory. They're not an NIL factory. They're not. And if you're a kid from Los Angeles or if you're a kid from Provo, part of the reason you went to BYU is because you want to go to Domo and have an internship.
Yeah.
You want to graduate and you want to work at MX in Silicon Slopes,
Yeah,
right?
because God forbid you would want to leverage the relationships you come across as, this, whether you're Utah or Alabama or whatever, God forbid you want to leverage relationships you would find yourself and get into and come
Correct.
to know as this top-end athlete at a university. And that's what I've always found so fascinating. Like, again, remember the core issue. We're not saying, hey, every kid should get paid. That's not what we're saying. Do not confuse this.
And I want to make sure you understand this. I'm not saying universities don't deserve to make money. I'm not saying that the NCAA doesn't deserve to make money. But there are two truths that you cannot get away from. This system has been horrendously slanted against the athlete for generations. Generations. Do you think Bryant-Denny Stadium was built because nobody plays football in it and nobody comes to watch football? No, friends. This system has been rigged for generations. Now, having said that, I have no problem with schools and NCAA and bodies making money.
Yeah.
But these players need to make money. They need to be able to eat. They need to be able to sleep. You know, there was a kid, I was talking to a college football player the other week who I invited to, hey, why don't you come by the studio? Let's hang out. Let's chat. And he's like, if you can kick me some gas money. Talking about gas, like he's talking about gas money. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, hey, dude, I don't have a lot of money. It's a starting football player. It doesn't, but NIL. I'm telling you, NIL is a disaster. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
And the transfer portal, it's just the beginning. The transfer portal is feeding the disaster that is NIL. And until college athletics figures out how to tie those two together, you're going to have the National Labor Relations Board suing USC in the Pac-12 and the NCAA.
Well, you know what NIL was, right? In the transfer portal. You know why those two got rolled out? Because that's just a cover for what's been happening for 10 years, right? Hey, dude, I'm not playing in your program. I need to transfer over here, over there, right? But the problem is it used to be it was really difficult to transfer.
Yeah, you had to sit out a year.
You had to sit out. You had to go through all this paperwork. There was all this stuff. And so
you were made out to be a villain.
Yeah. And so then they roll out NIL and they roll out the portal. Hey, you get one free pass, and you can go anywhere you want. And they marketed it as and rolled it out as, hey, dude, yes, players deserve flexibility and freedom and never mind, we're never going to pay you a damn dime. But hey, if you want to go out in your local community and you want to find some advertising dollars for yourself, well, be my guest, but you be damn sure that you're going to put that Nike uniform on and we're going to get that bread.
And you know what the funny thing about BYU is? I cannot tell you how many players at BYU are like, NIL here sucks. Like Coug Connect. Why do you think Coug Connect is so vital at BYU? And if you don't know what Coug Connect is, no matter where you are in this country, go to CougConnect.com and look at what they're doing for BYU players. Because the NIL window is terrible. And I'll say up at Utah, the Crimson Club or the Crimson Collective has finally got up and running. And they are finally doing things. Mm-hmm. But it's amazing to me how many people have no idea that for most student athletes, living conditions have not improved. They have not improved for most athletes. Now, some of them, Shedeur Sanders will never want for anything. Mainly because his dad's his dad.
Bronny
is never going to want for anything. Those guys are walking into 10-figure, 7, 8, 9, 10-figure deals. Right? But for the average guy who's never going to play in the NFL, dude, seriously. All right, BYU, Chance says BYU grabbed a big wide receiver yesterday or 2 days ago. They're doing well in the portal, certainly. But, I mean, you look at guys like Keaton Slovis coming to BYU. But by the way, I would also say, why is Keaton Slovis at BYU? Well, I would tell you it's because of Cody Epps played a role in that. You guys understand Cody Epps, modern day Southern California Cody Epps, who was in the transfer portal and damn near left. And everybody tried to say, well, Cody Epps he's an honor code problem, man. Honor code. It had nothing to do with honor code. Cody Epps is a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. And when you're bringing in friends of yours and BYU is not, you're not happy. I'm not going to say he's unhappy, but people have told us there's some friction and some discomfort with Cody Epps and the system at BYU. But yet he's still out saying, hey, Keaton, come play at BYU.
Are we clear on that?
Get it right. BYU drives me crazy with that. I love Kalani. I'm thrilled with what he's done. I have a lot of respect for BYU, but man, there's just some dysfunction there that's like, bro, you guys have more money than God. You don't have enough to spread around the wealth?
You guys have so much money, you made it on 60 Minutes.
Oh, please. God, where's the dump button? Wait, we don't have one of those. Roger Sales, how are you? Thank Roger, by the way. He went to
Super Chicks.
And what did he get?
A Bacavo.
See,
my guy, listen to me.
You're a dirty savage.
And what did he say to me? Reaches out and he says, hey, man, thanks for the recommendation, Jake. That was a great recommendation.
He never said that.
Not only
did you get the Heat game right last night,
You got me on the Bacavo, and my God, was that a great
He
Sando.
never said that.
He did,
That's a
actually.
lie.
That's what he said.
No, Roger Sales is a good, red-blooded, God-fearing American who would never eat a Bacavo sandwich.
God bless.
Bro.
You,
Dude.
you probably did say that.
He did, but it's
Bacavo's actually good. So Roger has a really good chance of going to the RSL match with us. Although, you guys, the work you're doing for our friends at Big O Tires and American Fork, thank you for that. I picked up my Grand Cherokee at Big O Tires and American Fork today. They tinted it.
Bomb.
Dude.
Bomb.
They did such a good job. And not only did they tint my Grand Cherokee, they aligned my Jeep. You guys know I have a lifted Rubicon.
Yeah.
And nobody's been able to get the alignment right. Nobody. Like, we've taken it to a couple of different places, and they can't get the alignment right. It was there for 90 minutes today. We had a meeting in Utah County today. And we come back and pick it up, and the thing is straight as an arrow. And Ryan's like, yeah, it's good to go, man.
Facts.
Hey, by the way, I fixed that step for you as well. I have a rock slide side step that wasn't closing all the way. And not only, you want attention to detail when you get your car fixed? Not only did he notice there was a problem, he fixed it. Like the service at American Fork Big O Tires.
Yes.
Second to none.
Anything you need done, bro.
Oil changes, but obviously buy new tires, rotate your tires, get wheels. They have a great selection of wheels and tires. American Fork, Big O Tires. But anything you need, transmission, motor, tune-up, top off your fluids, oil. He changed my oil today. And you know the thing that drives me crazy? So many people change your oil and they don't hit the reset thing. So the stupid thing that says, hey, time to change your oil, dickhead.
Ding,
Like
ding. Like, dude.
I didn't have to ask. He turned it off. Amazing. Like, I cannot say enough about Big O Tires and American Fork and the job they did for me. They are a presenting sponsor of RSL versus NYFC on June 10th at America First Field. If you want to go and you want to guarantee yourself a spot, Big O Tires, American Fork. Buy new tires. Get an oil change. Get your tires rotated. Spend money at American Fork Big O Tires. You're in for sure. You only have 2 spots left. You don't want to go get your tires? Okay, cool. Go to Super Chicks on Riverdale Road in Ogden. In the Jeezy, they have a beautiful new store in St. George, Utah. What's up, everybody in St. George? Great to hear from you. Go to Super Chicks in St. George. Tell them, hey, I heard about you guys on the Monty show. Shoot me a picture of your food like Roger Sales did. Get a deluxe, not a Bacavo.
Do you guys see what I have to deal with here?
Let's just say if
Like,
you
do
get
have
a
to see what I have to deal
deluxe,
with?
you get a deluxe, your chances go up.
Don't lie to me.
That your wife is going to find you attractive again. Anyway, the point is, stay home.
Sorry, folks. That's what it is.
It is. It is. Shoot us a picture. We'd love to take you. By the way, there's going to be a cool event called the Commanders Cup. We're going June 10th to RSL versus NYFC.
Yeah.
The Commanders Cup is this really cool active duty military members playing a match on Sunday at the practice facility for RSL. And it's just such a cool event. They're going to honor those guys on Saturday at the match for RSL and NYFC. I think it's going to be amazing. We want you guys to go. I think we have 2 spots left. We want you to go with us because Teddy Wayman pulled out. Like, he's just got to go and make his ribeye steak, apparently.
Right.
You're casual.
But we want you guys to go with us. Thanks to our good friends at Big O Tires and American Fork. Thanks to our friends at Super Chicks in Ogden on Riverdale Road and in St. George for presenting our RSL NYFC match. All right. Let's see. Who's got what to say? Jeff Geoff, my dude.
Dude, you're alive, bro.
So Geoff had some issues.
Some issues. I would say that his issues were, on the larger
Significant. He broke his back at work.
Final.
Sup, guys? Glad to be back. Back is still broken.
Back is broken.
I broke my back.
You are a specific kind of asshole.
Spinal.
Bro, I love you, G-Off. You know that, bro. I couldn't help myself, bro.
Spinal.
Back is broken.
Back is broken.
Back is still broken, but had a much-needed break from media. Much love, brothers. Hope you're good, G-Off.
Yeah.
Dude, don't be scared to hit the DMs, man, if you need anything. Let us know. Jansen, my car had a weird noise nobody could fix for a year, and they fixed it for me. I couldn't be happier. Let's go.
Jansen.
Jansen went to Big O Tires. He'll be joining us.
He's joining us.
He'll be joining us at RSL on June 10th. Looking forward to that. Clint Mose says Jeep death wobble. See, but it's not anymore. Here's what happened. So I built a Rubicon, Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. The video's on the channel. You guys can see a bunch of the stuff we did to it. And what had happened was the steering box in Jeep Wranglers got recalled because of the death wobble. So what I did is I took it back to the dealership. They swapped out the steering box, put in a brand new one. And then we put on a 3-inch Terraflex lift. And we put on a bar in front.
Track bar.
A track bar.
Adjustable
track bar in front. And now that thing drives straight as an arrow. And now that the spring is fixed and it's aligned, the alignment.
Money.
Straight down the middle.
Money, dude.
No more death wobble. I've got 35s on there, dude, with some Method racing wheels. Like that thing
drives so nice.
It's beautiful. You can get rid of that death wobble. It's not a permanent thing. Bigfoot Duck says, to be fair, Stetson Bennett spent 6 years in college and still has no college degree. Oh, but he can put him back. Brent Burnett, being an employee is not always better. Might regret that reclassification. It's a money grab. It's a negotiation ploy. They want to get back to the table and have a labor agreement. And I don't, we'll see. Kay Nurin, what's up, Kay? The NFL will be happy to have farm teams. They will put money into super leagues or conferences. See, I think that's exactly right, Kay.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yep.
John Dry, I want to see how many RSL people that have the jab does on the field. Almost worth watching sober.
I don't know what you mean, bro.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Brent Burnett. Employers can control you and everything else. NIL money hard to get when employer will keep it. Unions get started and then unions screw you. Oh, I'm a huge... too much money creates problems. Well, more problems. It ain't wrong. Bigfoot Duck can not put spinning rims on the BMW. Nah, man, I'm not a Spreewell spinner guy. I'm not. Sam J. Super League Midwest Division, Iowa, Michigan, Michigan State, Nebraska, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Wisconsin.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa. Gonna enjoy the break here. Yeah.
Good show so far, man. How you feeling? You all right?
Dude, man, bro. Little sore on the side here from the range testing yesterday. But while we're in break here on the program, just gotta... All right, it's been about 30 seconds. I think we're ready here. Okay.
Ohio State and Michigan.
Oh, okay. Great point. Yeah.
Thank you. The Nye guy. Clayton Tune beats out Kyler this year. Take that to the bank. It's impossible to beat out Kyler this year.
He's too small. You can't beat him out.
Have you not seen him working out? Have you not seen the videos? And I'm being serious. Have you guys not seen the Kyler Murray workout video?
This is exclusive video.
Pick it up.
I mean, you know this exists, right? Look at Kyler in the squat rack.
Do you even lift?
Who's beating him out when he's working hard?
Look at how intense this workout is too. Notice he's working out with the linebacking crew.
And it's ass to grass. It's ass to grass squat time for Kyler.
Rocking the Nike hoodie.
Look at that face. Knack. Look at my guy Kyler. Get to the top of that rep. That's right.
Hold on. Is he wearing gloves in that video?
No, but Bryce Young is. Have you guys seen the Bryce Young workout video?
Pick it up.
Look at that. Bryce Young working out.
Look at Buddy's gloves.
Look at Bryce Young wearing gloves right there. Red gloves on the hand.
Now notice the intensity here. In the Nike hoodie.
It's Bryce Young.
Kyler Murray.
It's Bryce Young.
First team all little guy.
It's just... Nothing? Okay. Okay, I'll be quiet now. My bad. You missed half the message, lost its context. What do you mean I missed half the message? Well, where? You know. I'm looking for your comment, and I don't see. We get a lot of those. Where is it? Cannot put spinning rims on a BMW.
Okay.
I don't. Did we miss the other half of the message? Okay. Sam J says South Division, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Arkansas, Auburn, Georgia, LSU. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
South Carolina, Rocky Top.
Nick Saban is a better man than you are.
Gary says Spinal. John Dry says, please join us, Utah.
Spinal.
Riley O'Brien says, LMAO, he's back, and within seconds, Mike Tyson drops. It's only
Back is
appropriate.
broken.
Back
I
is
broke
broken.
my back.
I broke my back, man.
Spinal.
You know. Jet Wayman, the Tile King of Utah. Only 5 minutes away from you losing a ribeye steak, Jet. I earned that ticket to the game, LOL, but I'll be out of town that day. Jet,
bro.
we don't have feelings, Jet. It's fine. It's fine. We know that you don't want to hang out with us because you don't want to bring the ribeye steak.
Yeah.
Look, it's...
Oh, what a loser!
You're probably going to win the bet. Jet and I have a bet over the Lakers Nuggets series. I'll even throw in the asparagus. The asparagus sucks. Anyway.
Not an asparagus guy.
Glenn, what's up? Again, watching the showgram delayed today. Jake, that was the second best thing you've said. Quote, not everyone is worthy of sharing the experience when you're building something special. Okay. I like it. Glenn, good to see you. Bigfoot Duck, soon it will be high school sophomores bitching that they do not have the same spending cash as a college football player. You're not wrong.
Well,
it's never good enough.
That's the dog eat world, though. At that point, I'm good with it.
Sam J., Eastern Division, already crowned Clemson, Florida State, Florida.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
Miami, Florida, Penn State, Joe
We built this
Paterno.
program on NIL.
He hates kids.
Pedo.
Had to go there. Virginia Tech, West Virginia, clean
And
that
that's how I
cold.
look at it.
Can
hey,
I get
Bob.
Hey,
Bob,
man,
dude.
can I get a hose and a brush?
Bro,
Gotta clean the cold today.
Hey, Bob. Are you doing another interview announcing the Eastern Division?
All right, Brett Burnett. The church hasn't always had money. I don't want to talk about the church. John Dry, why GK be blaming the Big 12 when no one has joined us in the last few months? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nate Davis, this is why Utah is going to the Big 12. Perhaps. It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
That's the thing about fear. It's fair.
No.
What is the line?
That's the thing about chaos.
That's the thing about chaos. It's fear.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
the
it's
NLRB.
not. Sorry.
Am I the only one that keeps reading that as NRB? The NLRB.
The NRB. Okay, in the comments section. Do we know what NRB actually stands for? Because this is not what it is.
I am a child. The NLRB ain't fighting for post offices like they do these non-bargaining, non-union athletes. They followed organized sports because there is a lot of money in it. That's what I'm saying. George Kliavkov's burner phone says, quote, U-Haul conference. Truck Stop Gumby, the Monty program. I agree.
Excuse me.
I agree.
Program.
And he did say program. He did
Yeah.
program. My bad.
Program.
My back is broken.
Yeah, dude.
Cougar
Back is broken.
says the Ohio State.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Right. That's right. A couple more before we roll. We got the meats, Chase Holden says.
We got the meats.
Okay. Lee Jensen says fart noise incoming. That's not what that means.
No. See, that's not what that means.
Cougar Tracks, no roast beef? No. Chase Holden. Holden what?
Bro.
Hiscock.
Holden what?
Hiscock. Hiscock. Hiscock.
Holden Middick.
Hello, all.
Here I am.
Play it. Do it.
Do what?
Do it.
Do what?
Do it.
Waves in opposition. Anita Dick is an opponent. Waves in opposition. Holden Hiscock is also an opponent. Hiscock. Hiscock.
Oh my God!
Waves in opposition.
Bro, absolutely legend.
I make no apologies
Legend.
for my inner child coming out. I don't. Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you use the promo code Monty. You get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more. But no, friends, why don't you use the promo code Get BOGO today, tomorrow, and Saturday? Buy one, get one free. A larger family-sized pizza. Buy one, get one free at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Download the mobile app right now. It's a deal that they don't have very often, and it is a great deal. It's a free family-sized pizza. Get BOGO is the code, you guys. It's an amazing deal. As always, we always tell you that our partners, and specifically Papa Murphy's Pizza, always does a great job. They always give you free stuff. They always give you discounts. This time it's a free large pizza. When you buy one, you get one free. Use the promo code GETBOGO at Papa Murphy's Pizza. The Monty Show, as always, presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business. And you guys, I say it all the time, you can't plan for everything. You can't have an idea of what's going to happen when you walk out the door today, but you can know, hey, if I get into an accident, if I get hurt at work today, if I get into a car accident, if I get hit riding my motorcycle today, I know exactly who to call.
I still have a lot of fears and anxiety about driving. My name is Satanama, and last year I was in 2 car accidents in the same intersection, neither of which were my fault. I was hurt pretty bad. It's been really hard to have my kids get in the car because you can drive as careful as you want to drive, but you can't control what other people do. So when the advocates stepped in, it really took off a lot of stress. I can rely on the advocates, and I know that they will treat me like I'm a person, like I deserve to be helped.
Theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show, and I'm telling you, you guys, you have nothing to lose. Chat with an attorney right now, 24/7, 365. You can get on their website and you're like, dude, I got hurt at work today, but they said they're going to take care of it. Why don't you ask an attorney for free? Because you never pay a consultation fee. You never pay a retainer. You don't pay to talk to an attorney at The Advocates. So get online right now, theadvocates.com.